Afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. My name is Harry Dunn. I'm a former United States Capitol Police officer, and I guess that's how a lot of people know who I am. I lived one of the darkest days of my life on national television. And not only did I live that day on national television, the people responsible for it are forgiven and being told that it's all right. Not only that, but they're being elevated into positions of authority, even within this presidential administration. I'll start saying I'm not the youngest person in this race, maybe one of the tallest, but I tell you what, I might have the oldest knees in this race. Not because I was a former football player at James Madison University, but because I spent almost 16 years standing on that concrete, that marble at the United States Capitol, watching it every single day, learning, seeing elected officials go in there with the purest of intentions, say, I'm going to make a change. And then over time, becoming all about themselves and not about the people in the districts that sent them there. And everybody wanted to just become self-serving, self-gratifying. And it was disheartening. When I first started the job, a 24-year-old, I didn't really care about civics and government that much. You know, I'm really encouraged by the youth of this generation because as my years as a police officer, I would see 15, 16, 17-year-olds coming up and showing up to these protests at the Capitol. And it was so encouraging because when I was 17, when I was 8, I didn't care about going to protest. I didn't. But then you see the effects of the people that you're protecting in Congress and how those decisions that they're making affect your life. My parents being able to not afford health care, or my father being a veteran, not being able to have access to the things that all veterans should have access to. It shouldn't happen. Me becoming an adult, having to determine which bill I'm going to pay on time. I currently am arguing, hey, is Pepco going to get paid on time? Or is Washington Gas going to get paid on time? Because utility rates are through the roof for everybody. My health insurance went up $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 over the year. Well, a lot of people say, yes, accountability is very important, but so is affordability. And I believe that all roads right now with the issues that we're facing lead back to Donald Trump and this administration. So Congress, their job is to control the power of the purse. They control where the spending goes. So when we're saying, hey, there's not enough money in these programs, why? Because Congress is allocating it, and we're seeing it in the worst ways now. With the war in Iran, they're spending billions of dollars for an illegal war at that, for ICE to terrorize our communities. I want to defund ICE. And think about that. As a former police officer, wanting to defund and abolish a law enforcement agency, think about what that says. I believe in law enforcement. I believe in putting our communities and our officers in the best position for them to be successful. And I don't believe this administration is doing it. And they need people that are going to hold this administration accountable. And that's the other function of Congress, oversight. And that's one of the committees I look forward to being on when I'm elected. Harry Dunn, thank you, y'all.